Hey, Craig, wait up. What's going on, man? How you doing?
Couldn't be better.
Yeah? Sounds like you had a hell of a night.
No, but I plan on having one hell of a day.
Good.
When's Ice back?
I just got an email from her. Said that her mom's making a quick recovery. Should be back by the end of the week, so...
So, where are you off to?
Got to get these reports to the skipper's office.
Is there a problem?
Well, we got a CAS mission coming up, and it looks like I got 3 Hornets down with aileron problems.
When does maintenance think they'll be up and ready?
It doesn't look good. Something like 2 weeks. The skipper's not going to be happy about this.
I just saw Colonel Kelly headed out to the parking lot. If you hurry, you can probably catch him.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Thanks for the heads up, man.
Yeah, no problem. Good luck.
Thank you.
Excuse me, sir. Colonel is on the phone. Is he expecting you?
Does it matter?
Of course it matters. Captain?
When defeating the enemy, your greatest ally is surprise.
I have been called here today to preside over this Article 32 hearing, investigating the events that occurred on the day of 22 October 1999 at 1400. Counsel?
Government intends to prove that there is sufficient evidence to forward this case to a general court-martial. The charges are substandard performance of duty and misconduct that led to the wrongful death of a Marine officer. For my first witness, I'd like to call the accused, Lieutenant Colonel William E. Kelly.
Colonel Kelly, please take the witness chair. And remember, you've been sworn to tell the truth.
Yes, sir.
You may begin.
Colonel Kelly, to the best of your knowledge, when was the first time you met Captain Craig Benedict?
Captain Benedict was first assigned to my squadron about 4 months ago. Met him then.
Could you give us an overall evaluation of his performance?
Overall, his performance was unsatisfactory.
Do you recall precisely when it was that you started to feel this way?
Yes, I do.
And we have to do this every 4 years to keep our wings. It's never fun, and it never gets easier, but it's a skill we have to maintain. And I hope that none of you'll ever have to pass this test for real. But if your helo does go down in the ocean, chances are you're going to be upside down and strapped into your seats. Now, these conditions are simulated in the dunk tank. What you won't see in a real emergency situation is the Navy divers standing by in the water ready to assist you. All right.
SEALs equipment, geared for men. I don't know, could cause you some problems.
Equipment geared to male limitations should give me a distinct advantage, don't you think?
$10 is I'm out of the tank at least 5 seconds before you.
You're on, but if it's the other way around, you make it 20.
The day I let a girl beat me at anything is the day I eat my shorts.
Captain Ollie, 13 seconds. Very good. 21 seconds, Torelli. Good job.
Not good enough.
Maybe I should use me winnings to buy a new pair of skivvies, huh?
Very funny. Where is it? Come on, son, stay with me.
He's panicking.
Okay, get him out.
Guess I had an off day.
One off day can cost you your life, Captain.
I can do better.
If you're gonna get a passing grade, you're gonna have to.
Well, will I get another chance? I mean, something went wrong with the seatbelt. The buckle got stuck.
Check the seat belt. Make sure all that equipment is working properly.
Yes, sir.
And was there any problem with the equipment?
No, sir. Everything was in full working order.
What happened after that?
After that, I began to question Captain Benedict's ability to be an effective part of the 18th MU.
Did you give him another chance, or did you write him off at that point?
I don't write anybody off, Major. I gave him the same chances I give everybody else. In fact, I went an extra mile for him.
Colonel Kelly. Sir. Would it be possible to remain on the flight schedule?
Well, Craig, you failed in the Dunker. That means you can't fly, and if you can't fly...
I passed it before, but this time, I don't know. I felt too pressured to beat the clock.
Yeah, if you're shot down, there'll be a clock on your survival.
Sir,
Look, you've got another 30 days on your flight certification. But I'll arrange some opportunities in the dunk tank during that time.
Thank you, sir. I won't let you down.
If you need any extra help or you just want to talk to me about anything, let me know. We all want to see you pass, Craig.
Thank you, sir.
Did he take you up on your offer?
No. I guess never found the time.
I'm sorry, there's a phone call I have to take. These proceedings will be recessed until 1500.
How you holding up?
I'm okay. Although, I'd rather be somewhere else.
If I could have stopped it, I never would have allowed the investigation to turn on you.
Yeah, I know. 3 wars, dozens of peacekeeping missions and deployments. Trained to defend myself, fight a battle, fly a plane, win a dogfight, take care of myself, and shot down, but nothing prepared me for something like this. Nothing.
What happened, Bill, was a tragedy. But that tragedy would only be compounded should it end your career. I will do everything within my power to make sure that does not happen.
Thank you, sir. I believe your support has made this all a bit easier to take. Thank you.
You hang in there.
Thank you.
Major General Parise, General Wardwell, Vice Admiral Stewart, Brigadier General LeClaire. Impressive list. All these people would be willing to write character references or testify on your behalf.
If I ask them, I'm hoping that won't be necessary.
Colonel Kelly, do you understand the seriousness of these charges?
I understand it at least as well as you do, counsel. After all, I'm the one accused of grievous wrongdoing.
Then how do you suggest I defend you? What's our strategy?
How about the truth? I mean, I know I'm innocent.
Sir, I am sorry to say that at this point, that's just about irrelevant. In this case, we're dealing with perceptions, and we need an aggressive game plan in order to manipulate those perceptions to your favor.
I will not manipulate the truth. What we need to do is to get the real facts on the suicidal actions of a very troubled young Marine. Once we do that, I believe the outcome will be fair and just.
I respect the fact that you are a man of honor and integrity, but I can't guarantee that it'll work out that way.
I don't always agree with the system, but for the most part, I believe it works.
I think you should know that your chances of deploying with your MEU or flying for a civilian airline next year are about 50-50. So, if you can't be more active in your own defense, then I suggest you update your resume, sir.
Colonel Kelly, could you give us your version of the incident in question, starting with the moment you became aware of the situation?
Yeah, certainly. I was on the phone with Colonel Lewis. I know, Mac, we're working to get those Hornets up and flying. I'm waiting for Spoon to give me a report on their status. Mac, can I get back to you? At first, I wasn't sure what I heard was a gunshot. Captain?
When defeating the enemy, your greatest ally is surprise.
My first inclination was to disarm Captain Benedict and help the sergeant he shot.
Drop your weapon!
But I wasn't fast enough.
Don't! He doesn't have any!
There was nothing I could do.
You served in the same squadron as Captain Benedict, correct?
Yes, sir. But I didn't know him that well.
Colonel Walters, please instruct the witness not to be adverse while asked a direct question.
You understand counsel's admonition, Captain Torelli?
Yes, sir, I do.
Good. You may continue, Major Camden.
You partook in a Cobra exercise on 17 October of this year, did you not?
Yes, sir, I did.
Could you tell us the conversation you had with Captain Benedict preceding this exercise, if you recall?
He had asked to be excused from the exercise, but Colonel Kelly said no.
Benedict never came to me before that exercise.
Objection, hearsay.
If it has relevance to the case, Captain Torelli can testify about conversations he had firsthand with Captain Benedict. Overruled.
Why did Captain Benedict say he asked for that time off?
He had said that his sister was in town with a new baby, and he wanted to pick him up from the airport.
A request Colonel Kelly denied.
That's what he said.
Do you remember his exact words?
Not exactly. He had said that he thought the colonel was pushing us too hard and that we deserve some time off.
Think harder, Captain Torelli. What did Captain Benedict quote Colonel Kelly as saying about his request to spend time with his sister?
Skipper said you can't stop a war just because someone has a baby. I mean, good thing I didn't tell him I was feeling a cold coming on.
Hey, if he's sick, he shouldn't be flying. You know that.
Oh, come on. Kelly's already got me in his crosshairs. If I start complaining about a common cold, he'll ground me on the spot.
Look, Craig, you know, I mean, if you're not feeling 100%, you gotta tell the skipper.
Look, it's nothing. And I have to fly today. Kelly's only giving me one more shot. I'm fine.
But in fact, Captain Benedict wasn't fine that day, was he?
Well, his head wasn't in the game, that's for sure.
Watch yourself, Benedict. You're getting awfully close. Back off, back off!
Captain Torelli, from what you experienced and observed that day, what do you feel was responsible for that near collision?
Well, from my perspective, it seemed that Captain Benedict was on an improper flight path.
And you were forced to take evasive actions as a result?
Yes.
Captain, were you present when Captain Benedict requested time off from Colonel Kelly?
No, ma'am, I was not.
So you can't be certain that this alleged conversation took place?
No, I can't.
Isn't it possible that Captain Benedict was lying to you about it?
Objection.
Sustained.
Question withdrawn. I have no further questions at this time.
Captain Torelli, you can't be certain that the conversation between Captain Benedict and Colonel Kelly did not take place, can you?
No, I can't.
Did he have any reason to lie to you?
Not that I know of.
So it's more than likely that Captain Benedict was telling the truth when he said he'd gone to Colonel Kelly for time off that morning.
I don't know. I suppose.
You testified that Captain Benedict wasn't feeling well.
No, I said he told me he felt a cold coming on, and then he backed away from that, and then he said he was fine.
Captain Benedict also said that Colonel Kelly was pushing him too hard.
It's a skipper's job to push us.
As an experienced pilot, wouldn't you say that fatigue and illness play a major role in an inability to perform at optimal levels?
Yeah, sure, but
Thank you, Captain. That'll be all.
Captain Torelli, you may step down. We'll take a 15-minute recess.
Did Torelli meet with Camden or any one of his team before coming in here to testify?
I wouldn't know.
Well, how the hell else did Camden find out about that conversation?
What bothers me more is why Captain Benedict would have lied to Capone about speaking to me.
Colonel, did Captain Benedict ask to be excused the day of the exercise in question?
No, he did not.
Did you even see Captain Benedict that day before the exercise?
I didn't. No, he never came to me about his sister, time off, nor was there any indication that health or fatigue may have played a role in Captain Benedict's near collision with the Cobra.
You admitted in your testimony that Captain Benedict was concerned about your evaluation of him. Wouldn't you say that he found you to be intimidating, to say the least?
Objection. Calls for a conclusion beyond the scope.
Sustained. Rephrase that, Major.
Would it be fair to say that Captain Benedict felt a certain amount of pressure to perform to your standards, Colonel Kelly?
Well, it's not my standards. It's U.S. Marine Corps standards.
But he was feeling a great deal of pressure to turn in a satisfactory performance in your squadron.
I wouldn't think he'd feel any more pressure than any of the other pilots.
You treated them all with equal dignity.
I'm concerned with the welfare of all the Marines in my command, sir.
Captain Benedict was struggling in your squadron. Based on that and the fact that he confided in Captain Torelli that he did not want to go to you and tell you that he was sick, can't we assume that Captain Benedict may have been afraid to come to you?
Objection. Calls for a conclusion.
Overruled. Answer the question.
I don't think that any of my men are afraid of me.
But unless you're a mind reader, you can't say for sure, can you?
Well, I have experience reading people, especially the Marines in my command.
Are you familiar with what General Colin Powell has to say about the principles of leadership?
Yes.
Do you recall the portion that states, "The day soldiers stop bringing you their problems is the day you have stopped leading them. They have either lost confidence that you can help them or concluded that you do not care. Either case is a failure of leadership." Do you agree with that statement?
Yes, I do.
Then you must also agree that in the case of Captain Benedict, you suffered a failure of leadership.
Objection.
Sustained. Colonel Kelly, can you tell us how you dealt with Captain Benedict after the mishap with the Cobras?
Yes, I can. I had called him into my office to discuss the incident, and he was again starting to make excuses. Captain, you seem to have an abundance of malfunctions. Now, I haven't heard you accept responsibility yet for one of them. You know, it does not demonstrate the integrity and moral courage that I expect from a Marine officer.
Sir, I don't mean to make excuses, but...
You know, my job is to make sure that the people in my unit are combat ready. Well, you're not, and I'm not convinced you will be by the time we're ready to set sail.
I understand.
Yeah, you're an intelligent young man with a bright future ahead of you. Unfortunately, it's not with the 18th MEU. This is a tough decision, but it's one I gotta make.
So I washed out. Thanks for all your help.
I had no other choice. Had I kept him on at some time, I would have put my entire squadron at risk. And that, I believe, would constitute a lapse in leadership. Well, I didn't do much for the image of the Corps today, did I?
Major Camden dug a pretty good hole for you, but you managed to climb out of it all right.
Well, I'm not so sure. Doug, I'm sorry if I let you down. I went after this job, and you stuck your neck out for me.
Where the hell's that coming from? Just getting started here, Bill.
Well, no matter how we were scheduled, this investigation was costing you time and negative publicity.
Bill, I trust you. And I made you my ace because you are the best man for the job. It wasn't a mistake then, and it is not a mistake now. I would be proud to have my own son serve under your command. You knew Captain Benedict's mother was a U.S. Congresswoman.
Major Granger mentioned that Mrs. Benedict might be here. I should go talk to her.
Can't do that, Bill. She's a witness. Word is she's going to testify against you.
How'd it go at the hearing yesterday?
Lousy. He's telling Spoon.
He's afraid he may have made things worse for the skipper.
Yeah, you know, I answered all the questions as honestly as I could. They kept grinding me.
Oh, lawyers. It's like Hammer said, they really twist your words around.
Yeah, well, I think you may have done just fine. I wouldn't sweat it.
I don't know. It does not look good. You guys hear about Benedict's mother?
Oh, yeah. I read about her in the paper this morning. She's a congresswoman, huh?
Yeah, I saw that. Apparently, she's got quite a bit of influence in Washington.
It's an understatement. She's one of the co-chairmen of the HAC.
Well, HAC, what's that then?
House Appropriations Committee.
Yeah, the Corps considers Congresswoman Benedict a really good friend.
But I thought she was blaming the Marines for her son's death.
No, she's blaming Colonel Kelly.
I found out how Camden knew about that conversation with Torelli.
How?
The kid wrote a detailed letter to his mom about it. They kept up a regular correspondence.
Craig was a sensitive child, rather shy, sometimes a bit moody, but a child isn't. What is significant is that he grew up to be an honor student, an exceptional Marine officer, and a model citizen. More than that, Craig was compassionate, deeply spiritual, and a devoted and loving son.
He showed no hints of the obviously troubled young man he grew to be.
None. Not until his unit was assigned to the 18th MEU.
And you feel that that is when his problems began?
Definitely. My son was a healthy, normal young man who was simply broken down by a ruthless and overbearing commanding officer. Lieutenant Colonel William Kelly.
Objection.
Colonel, our case against the accused is misconduct and his failure to properly perform the duties that are expected of him. His testimony will demonstrate that.
I'll allow it. Continue.
Congresswoman, with all due respect, that is a very bold and powerful accusation. What makes you so certain that Colonel Kelly was responsible?
As a widowed single parent, I was extremely close to my son. Despite my pressing duties and responsibilities in Congress, we stayed in constant touch. Craig confided in me.
These are letters Captain Benedict wrote to his mother during his time in Pensacola. I'd ask that they be marked Government Exhibit number 12.
So marked.
Congresswoman, how would you characterize your son's feelings towards Colonel Kelly?
Well, at first, he loved being in Pensacola. He was thrilled and honored to be working for Colonel Kelly. But as he chronicled in his letters, the situation soon deteriorated.
I'm handing Mrs. Benedict letters that have already been copied and registered as Government Exhibit number 12. I'm going to ask her to read a few passages from some of these.
Dear Mom, arrived at midnight and was up by 4 a.m., but I still had plenty of energy all day. I'm just so excited to be here, to be a part of something so important. I can't tell you how much I admire and respect my new skipper. If Dad had lived, I'd like to imagine he would have been just like Colonel Kelly.
Congresswoman Benedict, if you need some time.
No, I'm fine. I could tell Craig was struggling right after his second or third letter. He wrote about how much of a mentor and role model his skipper was. And he couldn't understand why Kelly insisted on bullying him and tearing him down. It got progressively worse. Craig complained about the colonel pushing him too hard and insisting on berating him as if he was looking for an excuse to wash him out. What was even more painful about the situation was that Craig still respected the colonel and desperately wanted to please him. As he said in his last letter, nothing I ever do is good enough for the skipper.
Hey! So you were flying today?
No, I got called into the hearing.
Well, you knew you had to go.
Yeah, I just can't get the last time I saw Craig out of my mind. It's weird, you know? He seems so normal. In fact, he seemed like he was in a good mood for a change.
The guy was cuckoo, that's all there is to it. You count yourself lucky you weren't his first victim.
You see, the thing is, he knew that I was on my way to see the skipper, yet he intentionally sent me in the opposite direction.
Probably so you were getting his way.
Or maybe because he didn't want you to get hurt. Weren't you kind of friendly with him?
No, you know, Craig was a hard guy to get to know. We had a few conversations the whole time he was there.
Well, whatever his reasons for sending you the other way, he may have saved your life.
And you feel that by diverting you to the parking lot, Captain Benedict was protecting you from any violence that might occur.
In retrospect, it seems like.
So the obvious conclusion is that his sole target was Colonel Kelly.
Major, do not interrupt again. Do you know why Captain Benedict would have wanted to save your life?
No, sir.
Can you recall anything else that struck you as unusual?
Well, there was this one time that a bunch of us were at the beach together. We were playing volleyball. It was down to the last point. Captain Benedict was on my team.
Whisper! Oh! You messed up. Whisper!
You, go! Oh, man, you blew it. Come on, Benedict.
You sacrificed your body for the team, you know? You would have tried a little harder, you might have gotten that one.
Hey, leave him alone. Who was it that just spiked the ball into the ocean?
I meant to do that.
Hey, we'll kill him in the rematch, right? Craig? Craig? Hey! Craig!
Something I said?
Hold on a second, man. Wait up. You okay?
Yeah, sure, I'm cool.
Hey, man, it's just a stupid volleyball game, right?
No, it's not that. I just hurt my wrist and figured I'd better take a break for a while, you know?
Oh, okay. That's it. See, I thought maybe these guys were getting to you. Capone can be kind of competitive sometimes, you know?
Seems like you gotta be competitive all the time if you want to be a Marine, you know?
No, I don't think so.
You don't think people give you a harder time in the Corps?
Not really. Why, do you?
Sometimes. I mean, there's a lot of requirements that you gotta fulfill, and everybody's always judging you.
Yeah, well, I guess being part of the MU, puts a lot of pressure on you to succeed, but I think that's kind of a good pressure, don't you?
And after that, we started walking back to the base.
Did he talk any more about the pressures of being a Marine? Or did he mention Colonel Kelly?
Not that I remember, no. Captain Benedict and I remembered that we had a mutual friend at the basic school in Quantico, but other than that, it was just small talk.
I only have a few questions.
Which will be asked and answered after a 20-minute break. Thank you, Captain.
You doing all right with all this?
Yeah, sure, I guess so. Yeah, we'll see in a day or two when we see how all this pans out.
You're right. Take care.
What did you finally say to him?
Ma'am?
My son, Colonel, what did you finally say to him that pushed him over the edge and into hell?
I don't think we, Congresswoman, since we're both witnesses in this investigation, this is not a conversation we should be having.
I wouldn't worry about the rules at this juncture, Mr. Kelly. Your career is over.
Ma'am, that has yet to be determined.
Doesn't matter. Regardless of the outcome here, I'm proceeding with a wrongful death suit. You destroyed my son, Colonel. Make no mistake. I will destroy you.
About my conversations with Craig.
You don't remember anything that could help with the Colonel?
No, I don't know. Something keeps nagging at me, you know? It's like when you're looking at a picture, staring it right in the face, but you don't see the whole thing, you know what I mean?
Oh, yeah, I know that feeling. Usually it becomes clearer for me if I just forget about it and go on with something else.
What about you? What about your experiences with this guy? Didn't he ask you out one time?
Yeah, he did actually. Just once. I turned him down. Perhaps I shouldn't have. I'll see you later. I've got to go check with maintenance on the new rotor head for my Huey.
Yeah. I had this crazy roommate, Jerry Decker.
I knew Jerry. I heard he's at Camp Pendleton now.
Are you serious? I should give that guy a call, man. He was a riot. So how'd you like Quantico?
It was all right. It was tough, though. I had the staff platoon commander that was something else.
Oh, yeah, Madigan.
Yeah.
He's a pretty cool guy.
Not to me. He kept pushing me, singling me out, you know? Nothing I ever did was good enough for him.
Yeah, yes, sir. Good morning. This is Captain Henry. I need to speak with the Captain Jerry Decker, please. Yeah, if you could just tell him that I need to talk to him about a mutual friend of ours, Craig Benedict. Thank you.
You never know the impression you're making on someone.
Well, he had a war perspective. Those letters clearly show that Captain Benedict was not living in the same world as you and I.
He was a seriously disturbed kid, and I should have seen it.
How? And what's important is your lawyer proving just how disturbed he was.
You know, I've seen men die before, but I can't get over the senselessness of his actions. If I'd have just been faster.
Then maybe you'd be dead right now. And that kid was milliseconds from blowing your brains out. Bill, I know you. If there was any way possible you could have prevented that from happening, you'd have done it. You can't lay this on yourself. You were a CO, not his father.
According to his letters and his mom, I should have been both.
Look, my heart goes out to anyone who's lost a child. But this lady, she's looking for someone to blame.
It's not blame I'm worried about. It's about responsibility. Captain Benedict was in my squadron, Mac. And I've lost a man.
Craig always gave me a shy smile and seemed rather nervous when he was around me, so I knew he liked me.
But when he asked you for a date, you turned him down.
Well, not because I didn't like him. I simply didn't know him very well, so I asked Craig for a rain check that particular night. I really didn't feel like going out. I had a ton of housework to catch up on and an early briefing in the morning. Hello? Hello? It was a hang-up, the first of several that evening. I shrugged that one off, but then... Hello? Hello? If this is some naughty little pipsqueak who's playing around with his mum's phone, he better stop right now, otherwise I'll have his guts for garters.
Bet you say that to all the boys.
Oh. Hi, Capone.
But they weren't the hang-ups.
No, that was the first time that Spooner Capone had called me that evening.
So why'd you think it was Captain Benedict who called before?
Well, I didn't at the time, but later on that night, things began to make sense to me. Like I said before, I really hadn't intended on leaving my apartment, but my friends were so bloody insistent, I finally gave in, went down the bucket to join them for a pint. Besides, I was that fed up with doing me laundry. Anyway, Craig comes in, right, so I wave him over to come and join us, but he just gives me this hurt, angry look and he takes off. Well, I go after him to try and explain, but Craig was already gone before I could catch him. And when I got home that night, I found a week's worth of rubbish piled up in front of my door.
Did you ever talk to Craig about what happened?
Well, yeah, I tried to the very next day, but he just gave me this lame sort of excuse about how he never even saw me at the bucket and it probably wasn't a good idea for us to go out anyway. I don't think we said 2 words to each other after that. In fact, Craig would hardly even look at me.
And this is the startling evidence that you felt compelled to come forward with.
So?
The point to this story. I mean, this rather adolescent tale of spurned romance is supposed to be evidence for Colonel Kelly's defense?
What I'm saying is, it wasn't the Colonel's fault that Captain Benedict went off the deep end. Craig was a bit of an odd duck to begin with.
Lieutenant Tolley.
I'm sorry, sir. I didn't mean to be disrespectful.
Thank you, Colonel. Seriously, you think that this night of coincidences proves that Captain Benedict was a disturbed individual?
They were more than coincidences, and he had his problems, yes.
Objection. Government is badgering the witness.
Sustained.
You never found out for certain that Captain Benedict was the one that was making those phone calls or that dumped the trash near your front door, did you?
Since Craig seemed like a perfectly reasonable chap otherwise, and it never occurred again, I simply tried to rationalize it away. But whenever I really thought about it, I knew it had to have been him.
But you have no real proof that it actually was him.
It doesn't take a bloody rocket scientist to figure it out now, does it?
Flight Lieutenant Holly, thank you for your colorful responses. Now, if there are no more questions, you are dismissed.
Flight Lieutenant Holly had good intentions, but I'm afraid her testimony was no help at all.
Well, she was honest. She didn't let Major Camden push her around. I'm proud of her.
Colonel, I need solid evidence in order to effectively defend you.
Look, anyone that's ever worked with me knows that I would never push my people to a breaking point.
I can bring on an entire parade of character witnesses attesting to your service record of honor and leadership, but it still will not address the specific problems you had with this one particular kid.
Other than a well-founded concern for some pilot's performance, I never had a problem with Captain Benedict. He had a problem with me. Did I do everything I could? Evidently not. But I damn well did my job the only way I know how. And a young man under me lost his life, and that deeply pains me. One day I'll understand all this, because...
Well, our time is almost up, and we have opinion, hearsay, and speculation. We have one last shot. I have a meeting with Captain Henry. He says he has something else for us. Let's hope that it's better than what we've come up with so far.
A mutual friend, Captain Decker, told me that he remembers Captain Benedict as having a bad temper and a persecution complex. Apparently, a Navy psychiatrist recommended that Captain Benedict be discharged, and then for whatever reason, the CO rejected the doctor's recommendation and decided to give him a second chance.
Now, I have no record of any psychological evaluation in my files.
None of us do because it doesn't exist, otherwise we'd have it. I moved to throw out the testimony.
I need to delve further into these matters. This hearing is recessed until further notice.
How's it going?
Time on target, assault accuracy ratios are right on the money.
How you doing? Haven't had much time to think about it. Yeah. Yes, sir. They'll be right there. Reconvening.
Yeah, I'll go with you. Keep putting steel on targets.
We were unable to find Captain Benedict's misplaced psych evaluation in Marine Corps files or through existing military records. It was finally traced to the Navy psychiatrist, who still had a copy. The psychiatrist felt that Craig Benedict suffered from a chronic mood disorder, which could lead to a dissociative personality dysfunction in the future. Somehow he remained in the Marine Corps when in retrospect he should have been given psychiatric treatment and discharged. Despite the circumstances, Captain Benedict was a Marine officer who tragically lost his life. This hearing was intended to find a reason for that. But the question we must ask ourselves is, are we searching for an answer to make ourselves feel better or to get to the truth? The truth of the matter is that Colonel Kelly was not responsible for the death of Captain Craig Benedict or the shooting of Sergeant Ernest Brown. That is evidenced by the testimony and the psychiatric file. We must accept the fact that sometimes in life there are no easy answers, only more questions. Perhaps one day we will learn the answers to these questions, but for now, This hearing is adjourned.
I will forward my recommendation to General Todd, who is the convening authority. The final disposition will rest with him.
PDA on the latest exercise shows a target strike percentage of over 80%. We can do better. What I'd like to see is...
Attention!
As you were. General Todd took Colonel Walter's recommendation. It's over.
Respect, please.
Although we can be grateful that justice prevailed, the death of a young Marine is never a cause for celebration. I would like to thank you all for your cooperation and your honorable conduct throughout this trial. You made me proud.
Excuse me, please, sir.
You must realize the amount of soul-searching it took for me to swallow my pride and come here today.
Yes, ma'am. I do.
I was the one who pushed Craig into joining the Marines. I had hoped it would help him find himself. I sincerely believed that Craig had solved his problems in the Marine Corps. The times I saw him, he seemed to have grown up and become a man. I desperately wanted to believe that. Craig was always very good at hiding his troubles from me, making it seem like everything was okay. Even when he was a little boy. Of course, none of this excuses what you've been put through, but I just wanted